There is a law active right now that has already removed your child's health insurance, already taxed the money you sent to your mother last month, already frozen the visa your family has been waiting on for 2 years. And the government did not send you a letter. They did not call you. They did not warn you. I've been covering US immigration for 6 years, and what I am about to tell you in the next 15 minutes is the single most important thing you will watch this year. Not a prediction, not a debate, not a rumor. A signed federal law, active right now, affecting you. Stay with me. Every second of this video matters. My name is James. This is USA State. We exist for one reason only, so that you are never caught off guard by a policy change that turns your life upside down. If you are an immigrant living in the United States, if you are on a visa, a green card, TPS, or DACA, if you send money home every month, if your child gets Medicaid or CHIP, you need to watch every second of this. Because by the time this video ends, you will know exactly what the law changed, exactly who it affects right now, exactly what the deadlines are, and the 7 steps you need to take this week to protect your family. Let's get into it. The law is called the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. In Congress, it is known as H.R. 1. President Trump signed it on July 4, 2025, Independence Day. While families were watching fireworks, this law was already changing their lives. It passed the Senate by one single vote, 51 to 50. The Vice President had to break the tie. It passed the House 218 to 214. This is not a bill that sailed through with broad support. This is a law that barely existed, and now it controls your future. I have covered travel bans, DACA rulings, public charge rules, asylum shifts. Nothing comes close to the scale of what this law does. Let me show you exactly why. The American Immigration Council, one of the most respected, non-partisan research organizations in this country, confirmed it. This law allocates $170.7 billion for immigration enforcement through 2029. Let me give you context for that number. The entire Federal Bureau of Prisons budget for 2025? $8.6 billion. This single law allocates roughly 20 times that amount, specifically for immigration enforcement. That money is paying for border wall expansion, new detention facilities, thousands of new ICE officers, deportation operations across the country, and military deployment at the border. The Brennan Center for Justice used the phrase, and I want you to hear this clearly, deportation industrial complex. That is a legal research institution describing what this law is building, and it is being built right now. But that is the big picture. Let me get into what this means for your daily life. Let's start with immigration fees. Because if you are going through the USCIS system right now, you need to hear every single number I'm about to say. Family-based green card filed from inside the United States. The total USCIS filing fee is now $3,050. That number is confirmed directly on uscis.gov. Filed from outside the country, $1,340. Now here is the one that made headlines. For the first time in American history, asylum seekers are now charged a fee to apply. $100 to file, and then $100 for every single year your case is pending. No fee waiver, none. Think about what that means. The immigration court backlog right now stretches years. Someone who files today and waits 5 years, which is common, will pay $500 in pending fees alone, on top of the filing fee, on top of work permit fees. Speaking of which, employment authorization for asylum applicants, parolees, and TPS holders is now $550, previously $0 for many categories. Renewal, $275. and renewals are now only valid for 1 year. Every 12 months, you pay again. TPS registration fee jumped from $50 to $500. No fee waiver available. Appeal a decision? $900. Motion to reopen a case? $900. In absentia removal order fee? $5,000. The Catholic Legal Immigration Network reviewed all of these fees and called the system pay to play. They argued it effectively puts legal pathways out of reach for thousands of families who are doing everything right. And they are not wrong. Now this next one, I need you to understand, affects virtually everyone coming to the United States on any non-immigrant visa. Student visa, tourist visa, work visa, fiancé visa, any category. Starting October 1st, 2025, every person issued a non-immigrant visa must pay a mandatory $250 visa integrity fee. The fee is technically refundable, but only under specific conditions. After your visa expires, you must be able to prove you followed every single condition of your visa and did not overstay. There is also a new $24 I-94 application fee for arrivals at the border. And here is what should concern you most. These fees are not staying fixed. Effective January 1st, 2026, many fees received an inflation adjustment on top of the base amounts already set by the law. Effective March 1st, 2026, premium processing fees went up again. The costs are not just high, they are moving upward. Go to USCIS.gov directly, because the numbers I am sharing today may already be higher by the time you check. I want you to take a breath here, because this next section is the one that is causing the most pain in immigrant communities across this country. Before this law passed, many immigrants with certain legal statuses had access to Medicaid, CHIP for their children, SNAP food assistance, Medicare, and Affordable Care Act tax credits. Refugees, asylees, TPS holders, trafficking survivors with T visas, domestic violence survivors with VAWA protections. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act stripped eligibility for most of those categories. The National Immigration Law Center confirmed that under this law, only 3 categories of non-citizens remain fully eligible for all of those benefits. 1. Lawful permanent residents, green card holders. 2. Certain Cuban and Haitian nationals classified as entrants under existing law. 3. People from Palau, Micronesia, and the Marshall Islands under the Compact of Free Association. Everyone else. Refugees, asylees, TPS holders, trafficking survivors, domestic violence survivors. Cut off. And here are the deadlines. Because these are not future changes. Some already happened. SNAP eligibility changes took effect immediately when the law was signed in July 2025. If you are not a green card holder, your benefits may have already been terminated. Medicaid and CHIP changes on October 1st, 2026. That is less than 6 months away. If you are a refugee, asylee, or TPS holder, your Medicaid coverage ends on that date. Medicare changes took effect immediately, but people already enrolled on July 4th, 2025 received an 18-month grace period, meaning coverage can continue until approximately January 2027. NPR reported in April 2026 on a 67-year-old woman named Rosa Maria, TPS status. She paid into Medicare for years through her payroll taxes, every single paycheck. Under this law, her coverage ends. NPR estimated approximately 100,000 lawfully present immigrants could be removed from Medicare alone. 100,000 people who paid in, being cut off. If you send money home, and I know many of you do, this part is for you. Effective January 1st, 2026, a 1% excise tax now applies to all remittance transfers. Any money sent from the United States to a recipient in a foreign country. The IRS confirmed this on their official website. Western Union, Remitly, MoneyGram, Wise, any service. 1% of every dollar you send is now taxed. The only exception, if the transfer is funded by a US citizen using their own verified bank account. If you are a green card holder, a visa holder, or anyone who is not a US citizen, you are paying this tax on every single transfer. 1% sounds small. Let me show you what it actually means. Sending $500 a month to your family? That is $60 per year straight to the government. Sending $1,000 a month? That is $120 per year. For millions of immigrant households, supporting families in developing countries, this is a real, permanent, new cost on top of everything else. RSM, one of the largest tax consulting firms in the United States, noted that this is a brand new category of excise tax. It has never existed before in American tax law, and it specifically targets non-citizens. The law also restricts who can claim major tax benefits. The $6,000 enhanced senior deduction for people 65 and older, only available with a social security number valid for work. If you file taxes using an ITIN, you cannot claim it. The same ITIN restriction now applies to deductions for tip income and overtime pay, to the American Opportunity and Lifetime Learning Education tax credits, and to the child tax credit. The National Immigration Law Center estimates that approximately 2.6 million children in the United States will lose access to the child tax credit. 2.6 million children whose families pay taxes every single year. If you or someone in your family is waiting on a visa from overseas, this affects you directly. On January 14, 2026, the State Department announced an indefinite pause on immigrant visa issuance for nationals of 75 countries. This is separate from Presidential Proclamation 10998, the 39-country travel ban that took effect January 1, 2026, based on national security grounds. Both are active simultaneously. The 75-country list spans Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, Eastern Europe, and Latin America, from Afghanistan to Yemen, Albania to Uruguay. The State Department confirms interviews are still being scheduled, but final visa issuance is frozen. A major legal challenge, Clinic versus Rubio, was filed February 2, 2026. As of this recording, no broad injunction has been issued. There is more. The Visa Bond program has now expanded to 50 countries as of April 2026. Nationals of those countries applying for visitor visas may be required to post a bond of up to $15,000 before their visa is issued. For many families, that is an impossible financial barrier. And social media screening expanded on March 30, 2026. Everything you have posted publicly online is now part of your visa application record. This now includes K-1 fiancé visas, R-1 religious worker visas, T visas for trafficking victims, U visas for crime victims. Everything you post publicly online can be used against your visa application. If you have TPS status, stop what you are doing and hear this. The Supreme Court is hearing oral arguments on cases involving temporary protected status for Haiti and Syria. SCOTUS blog reported that the ruling could affect TPS designations for all 17 currently designated countries, potentially impacting 1.3 million people. The ACLU has confirmed the scope. If you have TPS, this is the most important legal moment you will face this year. You need legal counsel now, before a ruling comes down. Here is exactly what you need to do right now, this week. Step 1. Go to USCIS.gov and review the current fee schedule for your specific immigration category. Fee waivers have been eliminated. Do not assume old amounts still apply. Step 2. If you receive Medicaid, CHIP, or SNAP and you are not a green card holder, contact your state benefits office immediately. Understand your current eligibility. Prepare for the October 1st, 2026 Medicaid changes. You have months. Use them. Step 3. Contact your remittance provider. Understand exactly how the 1% excise tax is being applied and factor that cost into your monthly budget going forward. Step 4. If you file a tax return, make sure your tax preparer fully understands the new ITIN restrictions on the senior deduction, the tip and overtime deductions, and the child tax credit. These are not optional, they are federal law. Step 5. If you have any immigration case pending, review the new fee schedule with your attorney before your next deadline. Costs have changed. Many fee waivers no longer exist. Step 6. If you have TPS, follow the Supreme Court ruling closely. Have a plan ready for either outcome. Do not wait to speak with an immigration attorney. Step 7. Stop relying on social media for immigration information. Go directly to USCIS.gov. Go to travel.state.gov and the IRS newsroom. Things are moving too fast, and there is too much misinformation circulating right now. I want to say something directly to every person watching this right now. I know this is heavy. These are not small policy tweaks. These are changes to your healthcare, your children's food, your family's money, your right to stay in this country. And I know it can feel overwhelming, but here is what I want you to hold on to. Knowledge is your protection. The more clearly you understand what is happening, the better you can plan. The better you can protect your family, and the better positioned you are to use every legal option available to you. There are lawyers fighting these policies in court right now. There are advocacy organizations working around the clock. And this community, right here, is staying informed together. If this video gave you something you needed, hit the like button right now. It costs you nothing, and it helps this reach thousands of other families who need it. Subscribe to USA State and turn on notifications so you never miss a critical update. And share this video with your family group chat, your mosque, your church, your community center. Because every person who understands their rights is a person who can protect themselves. This is USA State. Stay informed, stay safe, know your rights. Watch this next. I break down exactly how to find free immigration legal help in your state. And subscribe, because next week we are covering the October deadline that could cut off your children's Medicaid.